Warning, I in no way take any responsibility for any damages or losses incurred from using this method. Please use this tutorial and the materials used in this video at your own risk and always adhere to any health and safety regulations. Hey, what's up guys, ELP Modeling here with Tutorial Tuesday. Today I'm going to give you some advice on what glue to use when building your models. There are three types of glues I will be looking at today, all of which are made by various companies too, so you have a wide variety of choice on what you decide to use depending on where you are in the world. First, let's take a look at the glue used to join two plastic parts. The most common glue for this would be plastic cement. You can use super glue, but I'll touch on that a little bit later on. Many companies make this, such as Plastruct, Tamiya and Revell. Plastic cement works by melting the surfaces together. So let's take a look at this method using some of Tamiya's plastic cement. Here we have two halves of an engine to join together. Now you'll need to make sure the mating surfaces are lightly sanded to allow for a better join. Now always test the fitment of the parts before gluing them. Then apply the glue to both of the parts and leave it for about 10 seconds for the glue to effectively melt the surfaces before joining them together. This also helps the glue dry slightly to cut down the possibility of seepage. No one likes seepage. Allow the glue to set for around 10 to 15 minutes, even up to half an hour just to be sure. Now, depending on the parts being glued, it may help to use clamps or elastic bands to keep the two parts tightly together whilst the glue sets. Now, there are a few pros and cons to using plastic cement. As I've said, it is widely available from lots of manufacturers around the world. It's cheap to buy and will last you a long time, simply because you don't actually need an awful lot of it. Now, it will damage painted surfaces, and it also has a tendency not to hold so well with painted surfaces. So it's best to remove the paint from the mating surface prior to gluing. Plastic cement can also be used to glue chrome pieces. You will, however, need to remove some of the chrome from the surface that needs to be glued. And finally, plastic cement, as I said earlier, it does melt plastic. That's how it works, so it will damage any plastic that you get it on, so just be careful with that, guys. Now, moving on to gluing clear parts now. This is a simple method that allows for some mistakes along the way due to the type of glue that is used. Again, there are lots of different glues available in this category. Today I'm going to show you how to use micro crystal clear. It is very similar to PVA glue, and I believe it gives a slightly stronger bond. This could, however, be the placebo effect. The reason to use these types of glue is that they don't let off harmful fumes that will damage the plastic, causing the ghosting effect on clear parts. Shown here is a clear part that I use plastic cement on to demonstrate the effect it gives. Now let's take a look at how to use this crystal clear. Here we have a set of rear lights from the Aoshima Nissan Skyline R34 kit. There are three pieces that all need gluing together to form the completed light assembly. The chrome backing first needs the amber lens to be glued in. Take your crystal clear and apply small dots of glue to 4 points on the lens using a cocktail stick. You don't need to use a lot, and the cure time is a little bit longer than plastic cement. This will, however, be a help should you make a mistake, as this glue can be wiped off and you can even use water to remove it. Also, using this glue will not harm the paint of any surface it touches. So you can use this method to glue clear lenses to the bodies too, including headlamps and the interior glass pieces, for example. Now, once you've done all this, you will be left with a finished set of lights. Voila! Now, your third and final adhesive is superglue or two-part epoxy, whichever one you prefer to use. Now, these are used for gluing two different materials together, such as metal to plastic. Out of the two, I prefer to use epoxy. However, I know many people who use superglue to bond chassis parts together as well as interior pieces. All this is, of course, a personal preference, so a little bit of trial and error is needed to find out which one works best for you. There is a link at the top of your screen on how to use photo etch if you want a more in-depth look at what adhesives to use. I hope you enjoyed this Tutorial Tuesday, everyone. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave a comment below. I will see you online at elpmodeling.com, Facebook and Instagram. Keep modeling, guys. Bye bye.